Welcome to Disability Book Week Superstar Authors. I am your host, Kelly M. Likes. Let's set the scene. I am here in my aunt's favorite sweater, and I have a dress on that has paper airplane, bit of blue. I'm sitting in front of a bookshelf of my favorite books. And then over there in the corner, I have a green fire engine, I have a dragon, I have a bumblebee, and I have a little bunny rabbit. Someone could say that I love crocheted creatures. I kind of do. We are here with superstar author Kim Spence Bollinger, and she is wearing a purple plaid jacket. And I got to tell you, it's my favorite color. I absolutely love it. She's got a gorgeous smile on her face, and behind her on a bookshelf is some amazing disability inclusive reads. So I am feeling we're gonna have a great interview. So Kim, welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here today.
Super happy to have you. All right, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I have a wonderful family. I live in the Midwest, with my husband. I have two girls. Um, I am a speech therapist, and I've been working in schools for over 20 years. So, and I am an Amazon best-selling author, and I published this time with Mandy Publishing, which is a hybrid publishing company. And I published this book right, in 2016.
Awesome. Well, tell me a little bit more about your book. Let's see it. Tell us a little bit more about it.
And this book was published with Miriam Lundy Publishing, and with the help of her team. My oldest daughter is actually the one who helped me through the publishing process. So she is my illustrator, and she did an amazing job. So in this book, I have cerebral palsy. So this book, the first book in the series, is about a little girl with cerebral palsy. Um, and it is really about children understanding and knowing that they have purpose in the world, they have a place to be, they're meant to be, and they have talents, whether they realize it or not. And in this book, Kimberly is really her perseverance to try to solve the problem and to gain funding for a camp for children with disability. So, and all the things, the events that she goes through to reach her goal to help the camp.
That is awesome. So you got to tell me, what was your writing process? How did it go from thought in your head to holding it in your hand? What was your process?
Well, I started doing public speaking engagements the first year that I started working, which was in, probably 2002. So I really, when I did those events, I wanted to be able to have a book that not only educated about cerebral palsy, but that the main character was about that person with the disability. Because there at the time there were a lot of books I was finding that educated people about the disability, but they didn't always feature a person with the disability as the main character and had the full story kind of surround them and had other support characters as well that kind of supported and influenced that character. So I had the idea about, a camp for kids with various disabilities and they all meet together. And then the stories just kind of came from there because I really wanted every one of the kids that I work with a lot of kids with disabilities every day. And sometimes they just don't feel seen, they don't feel heard, they don't feel like there's a place for them in the world. And at the time, I certainly didn't see the representation within literature or book for kids with disabilities. So I thought, well, there's a need there. I want to create this to even help the kids understand my own disability, which is cerebral palsy. So, and then it kind of went on from there because as I developed this one character, there were other support characters around her with different disabilities. So since then, I've written 11 other stories that are yet to be published about different disabilities.
That is amazing. So I have to ask, let's say you run into somebody who has an idea about publishing a book or they want to write a book or they've got stories that they just feel like they need to get out. What sort of advice would you give to them?
I would say to them first, really think about the goals that you want for that book if you're going to go through the publishing process. Because the wonderful thing about today is there's not just only traditional publishing anymore, there's hybrid publishing, there's independent publishing. So there are different ways to get your story out there. And I think a lot of people feel discouraged because they may only know about the traditional publishing process. But through Mirror Wonder Publishing, I learned a lot about the publishing process, and I had a whole team that supported me through that. So that was really nice for me to have for the first book and maybe for the books that will continue on. So that's what I would say. You have this idea and you really want it, but you really got to do your research and figure out how you want to go about making that happen. And don't be discouraged because there are so many ways to get your story out there. And I really believe that it's in your mind, in your heart on a daily basis, this story is in there. That means that you are meant. That is your purpose to get that story out there. So don't get discouraged by it and keep pushing forward.
I love that. All right, it is my favorite time of the interview. Will you please share a part of the book with us?
Oh, I will. I was telling you this part was hard because I love every part of the story, naturally. So, like, okay, I had to think about when I do presentations with this book, what is the part that I see the kids light up the most in? So, and I thought, I know the part that they get the most excited about because I hear a little bit of their reactions of when I'm reading it. So I'm going to open up and read that part to you now. Thank you. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Kim raced down the track, pedaling as fast as she could. She could hear the hum of the carnival rides in the distance and the crowd cheering. Her heart pounding, she slowly moved toward the front. Suddenly, there was a loud pop. The bike next to her had blown a tire, and the boy lost control, pushing her, forcing her off the track. Get back on the track, the crowd shouted. Keep doubling. And that is my favorite part because in this story, Kim has decided to enter a bike race to gain or to earn money to help support underprivileged children go to the camp for kids with disabilities. And this bike race is her way. But we don't know yet, once I read that part, whether she won the race and if she got the money for the camp until the end. So I like that little clip because the kids are all like, I always stop at that point and go, now I'm going to stop right here. I want to know, show at the end, you think he's going to win the race? And you would be amazed at the responses that you get from the kids about if they think she finished the race or what happened. So that's my favorite part of the book.
It is definitely a cliffhanger. Thank you for sharing that with us. We'll have to get the book and read it. Thank you. Well, Kim, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being a superstar author. Do you have any final words that you'd like to leave us with?
I do. I really just want to encourage people to visit their Disability Book website because we have put so many positive disability inclusive books on there, not just for young readers, but for free teens, for adults. So there is so much on there. And I'm going to scoot beside because in a second, can you look front of the book that we have on the site? So, I mean, as you can see, there are so many books here, and there's so many more on the site. And I'm a sensitivity reader for Disability Book Week, and we are approving new titles all the time. So if you know a book that you think, yeah, I really wish this book would be on the site, reach out to us, let us know. And if you're searching for a book that represents your child or your loved one or yourself, please reach out and look through the selection that we've approved because there are just so many titles, wonderful titles on that site. And we really want to promote that because if you don't see the books that you're looking for in the library or in the bookstore, make those requests and find those titles on our site because that's what gets those titles in front of the readers, and it's what makes kids feel like, oh, there's a book about me. I am seen. I am heard. I am included. So that's really our purpose and our mission. So please support those independent authors and those traditional authors that feature children and people with disabilities as main characters in their book.
Thank you. That is an awesome message, and I agree 100%. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, and thank you for including me in this interview for Disability Book Week.